So good evening, everybody. Welcome to this great session that we have today. Being a Sunday, we are gathered again to talk about health and wealth, and basically looking at how can we keep ourselves healthy, avoid lifestyle diseases, and keep our energies up. And more importantly, also how we can make a positive difference in people's lives. Because life is not just about yourself, it's also about making a positive impact to society. So today we are gathered here and we have an exciting session that is going to come up, and we have some speakers who are going to talk to us. And today we are discussing matters diabetes, how to protect yourself from diabetes, and how to manage it in case you already have the condition. And to take us through the session is one of our greatest leaders that we have in Neo Life. She's a lady who has a lot of experience in Neo Life, been with Neo Life for quite some time. She's benefited a lot from the products, and she's also made good money. I remember I saw her coming into the business and she broke all the records. Within a year, she was in 6 figures in Neo Life, and she was already traveling the world and enjoying lifestyle with Neo Life. She's actually a super achiever, and she's going to share her story with you. So without further ado, I'm going to invite Ngao to just take us through the session before we go to the next level. So Anne, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I hope you can see me clearly. Santi.
Yes, I can.
Wow, thanks so much, Fred. Fred is my friend. We have traveled a lot with him, and thanks so much for being my companion in this new life journey. And I'm excited to be on this Zoom. Good evening, everybody. We are excited to have you with us. Those who are joining us from wherever you are, feel at home. And today we are here to, again, once more to share some tips on how to keep our health, our lives healthy. And I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Ngao. Ngao is married. We are blessed with 2 grown-up children, 23 and 26, and we are very, very excited. I've been in your life for the last, next month I'll be 19 years, and I'm really waiting because this has been a very fantastic journey. We have walked this journey with my family since they were very young. In 2002, I was working with the bank, specifically Barclays Bank, and retrenchment started, and happened to have been one of the people that were told it's time to go home. I wasn't prepared. I was not prepared at all. My children were young. My firstborn was 7 years, and my secondborn was 4 years, and I was a desperate mother looking for something that I can do or I could do to maintain the status of my family. I just wanted a little money, 10,000 shillings. I thought it would be enough to take care of my family. Another thing is that I was taking care of my ailing parents. I had 2 parents who were depending on me. My mother was having high blood pressure and my father was having arthritis. And I did not want to overburden my spouse with the responsibilities of taking care of my parents. So when I was told to go home, that was in around July, around this time in 2002, I was actually desperate for change. I needed change so fast because we realized that sometimes when you want to maintain a good, healthy family, sometimes finances can actually cause problems. And I didn't want my marriage to have problems. And so in that desperate moment, I met a friend, Judy Jeru, who called me and invited me for a cup of tea. I went, I sat down. She mentioned many things, but I didn't hear because my condition, I was depressed, I was crying, I was worried, I was too anxious. But she told me, Anne, you come, I'll sit down with you, we shall work together, I'll show you something we can do together, and your life will change. And I thank God for Judy because these 19 years we have worked together. I joined for money, I've gotten money. Actually, as Fred said, that I started with a small check of 983 shillings. It went on growing slowly by slowly. By the end of the year, I had replaced my salary. And I got very excited and I told myself, this is where I want to be. So I've done this business for the last 19 years full time. I have not engaged in any other income generating activity. I've done this business. full time. And we are on a mission to help the world that we are living in to live healthy. And that's why today we are actually sharing some tips on how to take care of our health. My family has enjoyed good health. I joined when I was obese. I was too obese. And you know, when you are obese, you are actually carrying other sicknesses like those that my parents had. So I had to start with my own health. I used the products for New Life that and also changed my lifestyle. And I lost some kilos, like 10 kilos, and everything around me changed. My health changed, my story changed, my self-esteem changed, and I started sharing. And today we are just, I'm not going to tell you a lot of stories about myself. I've also enjoyed lifestyle. I've been traveling all over the world. Like some of our friends are enjoying their lifestyle in Dubai, and we are very excited about them. And so we have traveled immensely, including America, UK, Dubai, Mauritius, many places. Before this company, I had never traveled out of Kenya. And so if you join for whatever reason that you join us, you will find that has everything in it. This company can offer you lifestyle. It will offer you how to make money. It will also give you a social well-being where you'll get good friends to motivate you. And that's what I've been doing for the last 19 years, and I'm very excited. It will also give you something to offer people. Like now, I make a difference in people's lives. I was just sharing with Fred that even in church, when you're in church and after church, you can even share with people about health. So it is a business you can carry in your pocket to wherever you want to go. So I won't give you a lot of my story. I would like to start sharing the information about how to take care of our health. And we are going today, our topic is about diabetes. I happen to come from a family of high blood pressure and arthritis, but where I'm married, we have a history of people suffering from diabetes. In fact, some time back, my husband was diagnosed with diabetes, and I can tell you from frankly speaking, if you don't manage diabetes, it can be a complicated disease. So allow me to share so that we can walk through. Then we'll have a special person who will give their personal testimony about it. And I'm sure somebody somewhere will learn something today. So I will start sharing the information that we have today. So as I said, that our company, it's called New Life. And New Life started way back in America in 1958 by a young man who was found to be suffering from asthmatic. Actually, he was born asthmatic. And he found a reason, after he found a solution to his health, he decided to make a difference in people's lives all over the world. And that's how our company started in America in 1958. And it came to Africa in 1971, and now it came to Kenya in 1996. And for me, it has been in our family for the last 19 years. So if you are joining us for the first time, just get ready and be prepared to learn so that you can actually impact the world and the people around you. So we believe that health is our greatest wealth. So we believe that if you can be able to take care of your health, then you will be able to live wealthy. So I'll just give me a minute. Yes. So in life, we go through 3 stages. We live in 3 stages of life. Just give me a minute. Wow. Yeah, there. A research has shown that we go through 3 stages of life. I believe you can see me. Fred, can you see my screen, please?
Yes, but it's showing double. Maybe you can click down there so that it gives us one page.
Or like that. It has started moving. Sorry. We are having a small challenge. I believe that we should be able to carry on. We'll just go on the way it is. So today our topic is about diabetes. And diabetes is one of the diseases that actually the scientists have told us that is finishing the world. And as I started saying that health is our greatest wealth, and if you are not able to take care of your health, then you will use all the investments you had to recover your health. And they realized that a research was done in 2010, and it said that by 2020, 3 out of 4 people will succumb to some of these diseases. And the diseases were high blood pressure, diabetes, respiratory challenges, stroke, and so forth. And so today we have picked one of those big diseases, and we are going to say that we are going to share good habits on how you can avoid getting these sicknesses, or how you can actually manage if you are, in case you are sick or your loved ones are already affected, you can manage. Like I told you that in my family, my mom-in-law has it, and it also runs in the family. So we have been able to manage because of the tips that we are going to share today. So we realize that diabetes is a complication that comes out of being either overweight or too much glucose in the body that you are not able to control. And we are saying that diabetes is a chronic disease that occurs either when the pancreas does not produce enough insulin. So insulin is the organ that is supposed to produce the hormone that's supposed to control the sugar, the glucose in the blood. Unfortunately, because of our lifestyle, this organ gets damaged, and so it fails to perform the way it's supposed to perform. So when your pancreas starts failing, that is when you go into a mode called diabetes. And we have 3 types of diabetes. Let me be moving very fast because of what is happening. The first diabetes occurs is called type 1 diabetes. And what is type 1 diabetes? Type 1 diabetes is that one that occurs when it is an inborn. You are born with it, yeah? As a child, you come to this world carrying it. So you become a dependent on insulin from the word go. So this one is inborn. There are those people, maybe because of one reason or another, they are born when they're already diabetic, and that's called type 1 diabetes. Then, as I said, that it is a chronic disease. So it must be managed by injecting yourself with the insulin or taking some medication. So today we are going to look at all these types of diabetes. You'll just excuse me. We'll move very fast. So we say there's type 1 diabetes, and then, Yes, type 1 diabetes, I said it is the one that you are born with. Then the type 2 diabetes comes as a result of lifestyle, yeah? Either because you have been carrying excess weight like the one I was carrying, or you have been physically unfit, you don't do exercise. So you find yourself, because of the way your body is functioning, you just find yourself you're already diabetic. Like I remember when I got married to my husband, he wasn't diabetic. But because in their family, they were having these genes, yeah, the genes of diabetes, he found himself that starting to, the body changed. He started realizing that the body was demanding too much sugar, like he would crave for these sodas, the Fanta, but he didn't know he was diabetic. But when he went for a check, he found himself already being diabetic. Actually, it was measured to be around 29-30, and that was a very dangerous. It was very, very dangerous. So this screen of mine is misbehaving, sorry, and it looks like I'll have just sometimes to walk through. Give me a minute. Maybe I need to stop sharing and redo it again. I'm sorry for that. It's moving quite fast. Yeah, maybe I'll have to, you will allow me to start here, Fred?
Yeah, that's okay. Just go for it.
Yeah, because now this screen is, technology is sometimes messing up with our, So let me start here. Sorry for that. I will have to rush through very, very fast. So we are saying that in life we go through 3 zones. And the first zone, we realize that when we are born, up to 20 years, we are very vibrant. Up to from 20 to 40, we become tired. I believe you can see me on that like a small screen. And then from 20 to 40, people become sick. And these are the sicknesses we are talking about. We are talking about high blood pressure. We are talking about diabetes. We are talking about arthritis and so forth. And we realize that when you are in the second zone, you are either suffering from stress, lack of sleep, lack of exercise is the causes of all these complications. And as we said, today we are measuring on one of them. And that's why I had started sharing. Unfortunately, something went wrong with my skin. And yeah, you'll just bear with us. Sometimes technology inaletanga shida. So we are saying that this is where I've explained that one. And I've also explained this part of diabetes. Well, so we said there are several types of diabetes. There is type 1 diabetes where you are born with it. And then there is type 2 diabetes that is brought about by your lifestyle. Yeah. By your lifestyle, the way you live. If you are not exercising, you'll find yourself suffering from diabetes. If you are eating food that is, high in sugar and fat, you will find yourself, you'll be at risk of contracting diabetes. Another thing that will happen to you is that type 3 diabetes comes as a result of being expectant. You find yourself that when you are expectant, you develop what we call gestational diabetes. That is for expectant mothers. And once you give birth, some people, they overcome that. So these 3 types of diabetes, they are all a risk to our bodies. And so we need to know, how can we manage to control this disease? One of the things we realize that you must change your lifestyle. Yeah, you must change the way you eat. You must change if you are a person who is not active, you must start being active. Yeah, because if you are not active, it means your body is not able to metabolize especially the starchy food and the food that you are eating. It needs to be converted into energy. But if it's not able to be converted into energy, then it ends up being glucose, and glucose in the blood becomes very, very dangerous. Yeah, so we need to make sure that we are actually exercising, and we need to make sure that we are actually taking enough rest. And another thing, we need to do what we call checking our BMI, making sure that our weight is managed properly. Yeah. So we are saying that people who suffer from diabetes have different complications. And one of them is that they can lose their eyesight. When you are diabetic, I have seen many people who are diabetic, they have complications with their eyes. Because once the sugar levels are too high, they affect the eyes. Another thing is that you can actually affect your kidneys. You might find yourself with kidney problems, yeah, because diabetes affects all the other organs. You can also find yourself that your joints are having issues because of the sugar. When the sugar is not functioning well, you'll find that even your joints are having a problem. Another thing that you can actually, I've seen that diabetic people start losing memory. They start developing what we call Alzheimer's. And I was reading somewhere that Alzheimer's is actually a type of diabetes type 4. So you'll find that those people who are diabetic, they start having memory loss. Like my husband, sometimes back when he was still working, he used to have a problem with his memory. And so we used some of the New Life solutions to restore his memory. Another thing that you realize that big people are at a risk of contracting a heart disease. So you realize that when you are diabetic, actually you are actually at risk of having so many other challenges. Another thing is that you can actually end up with enough challenges, and live alone. Sometimes you are forced even to have wounds that are not recovering. So these are the consequences of being diabetic. So we must all be willing to work out a way that we are not exposed to diabetes. And as we continue, we realize that the solution comes in when we are able to check what we are eating. Yeah, a good health lifestyle consists of the following things. One of them is the diet. Yeah, the diet is very complicated because sometimes people choose the wrong diet. Yeah, people are choosing to eat food that is rich in fats and sugar, like the sodas, like you know, the fast foods. Most of those foods are very dangerous to our body. We need also to exercise 3 times a week. Yeah, and many people, you'll find that they are not exercising. The walking people used to walk, they are no longer walking. There are borders all over. There are, you know, there are vehicles, there are lifts all over. So people are not taking time to exercise. People are supposed to sleep 6 to 8 hours. You'll find these days with technology, people are working 24/7. So we are not taking time to rest. And this is where we'll find a solution. We need to give our bodies rest. Another thing we need to do is to drink enough water. Sometimes we don't have, you know, we may be working somewhere where there's no fresh water. So you'll find some people skipping. We need to take at least 2 liters of water on a daily basis because water detoxifies your body. Another thing we need to do is to have sunlight. Yeah, you know, with the COVID, people have been taught the importance of vitamin D. So we need also to have some sunlight, especially in the morning hours when you are taking a walk, maybe at around 10 o'clock. You know, children used to go to play at around 10 o'clock. That means they were, you know, getting enough sunlight. And also the air that we breathe in, our air is very polluted. And so this is why we end up with some complications like what we have just talked about. So if you can take care of your diet, you can exercise, you can take enough rest, and you do that, you might actually be able to save your life and even the life of the people around you. So education is very, very important because you need to make sure that you are well educated. Now, I would like us to go through the 3 things, the key things, which is the exercise, the rest, and the diet. I started by saying that we need to make sure that we are doing exercise. Personally, I do at least some exercise. I like doing gym. And resting also, we need to rest, at least sleep 6 to 8 hours, and diet. Unfortunately, the diet part is, we know we have lost control of our diet. Why? Because, let me go back, we may not be able to really manage our diet like this lady. Because one, on the planting zone, we realize that our food is planted with fertilizer. What does that mean? When your food is planted by fertilizer, it means it has some chemicals. And once it has some chemicals, when we eat this food, we find that this food has some chemicals, and those chemicals is what will affect our health. So what are we supposed to do? And we have been told that we must check our BMI. We must actually check our body mass index, because most people are obese like the way I was, but some people are wondering what to do. So our weight is supposed to be between 18.5 to around 24.5. These people that you can see here. Yeah, this person is, you can see, yes, we are supposed to range between 18.5 to 24.5. Once you realize that your BMI has gone to 25, up to 29, you are overweight. If it reaches 30 to 39, you are obese. And if you are over 40, you are clinically obese, which means you are at a very high risk. And how do you check your BMI? You need to get your weight in kilos and calculate over your height in meters squared, and you will get to know where you fall. Every one of us should be able to know where am I in this when it comes to weight management. So, because I realized I was overweight, my sponsor encouraged me to change my lifestyle, and I decided to change the way I eat. You know, I come from Western, and when in Western, ugali inakuanga mingi kuliko mboga. So I realized that when I try to change to the right eating habits, I've managed my weight. At least I carry on not always the right weight, but I'm better. I'm not obese. I may be overweight, but I'm in control because I already know what I need to do. So knowledge is very powerful. You need to understand, how am I supposed to be eating? Yeah. How am I supposed to be eating? The scientists tell us that the basis of nutrition depends on what you are putting on your plate. And you can see our pyramid here. Yeah. Let me see whether we can actually, we are through with that one. Allow me to move a bit faster. Sorry. I'm sure you are seeing what is happening there. We are moving. We have gone through that. We had a small challenge with the screen sharing. So we are here. This is how we are supposed to be eating. If we do not want to get diabetic, this is exactly how we are supposed to maintain our plate. The first base here, we are supposed to eat whole grains. Yeah, we are supposed to eat whole grains. 40% of our diet is supposed to comprise of whole grains. Whole grains is like mahindi yenye jatolewa moyo na ngozi. The second category of food is supposed to be fruits and vegetables. 30% of our diet should be fruits and vegetables. And then we are supposed to minimize on red meat and, if possible, eat proteins that are white meat or plant protein. And then fats and sugars are supposed to be very minimal. Yeah, that is the way we are supposed to be eating. Unfortunately, being in the generation we are in now, people have actually made wrong choices. This is what is happening. People have inverted that pyramid, and this is how we are eating. We enjoy a lot of, soft drinks. We eat food that is rich in fats and oils. Another thing is that proteins, we are eating the wrong proteins. And fruits and vegetables tumeachia watoto na wagonjwa. And these whole grains, unless a doctor prescribes for you whole grains, people are saying the food does not taste well. And again, they say that it does not cook fast. So we are running to fast foods. And because of that, you can see my friend there, how he's enjoying. And most of our young people, that's how they are eating. Yeah. And even me, when Mr. Ngao says he wants to take me out, that will be my choice. I don't know about you. Many of us are making the wrong choices. And because of that, we are supposed to be eating like this, the second pyramid, but we find ourselves eating like the first pyramid. So what does that mean? We have a gap. And this gap is what I'm told that brings about all the complications in our body. The complications of people having high blood pressure, the complications of people having diabetes, people having, arthritis, is as a result of eating upside down. So New Life came up together with the scientists, a scientific advisory board, to provide a solution to this question mark. So follow me through as we go through. These are the scientific advisory board. And this gentleman here is the one who discovered oral chemotherapy. He's the one who put together all these wonderful brains, and they came together to find out, can we find a solution to the diseases that are finishing people? So he came up with a solution and said, let's put down together all the foods that people are supposed to be eating and they are not eating, and provide a solution through what we call supplementation. So where we are supposed to eat a lot of grains, 40%, and we are eating only 10%, we add on a product called TRNN, and TRNN will provide us with the essential oils that will make sure that your cells are performing the way they are supposed to perform. And because we are not eating enough fruits and vegetables, we are exposed to low immunity. We are not protected against many sicknesses and toxins. So the company went and did some research on fruits and vegetables that can give us enough immunity boosting, and they came up with a product called carotenoid complex. And with carotenoid complex, you get to boost your immunity by around 37%. in only 20 days. So this is our carotenoid complex. And because we are supposed to eat little protein, but most of us like eating a lot of protein like red meat and so forth, the company came up with a product that can actually resolve the problem by giving us omega-3. Omega-3 is a wonderful product even for people who are diabetic because of the brain. You know, omega-3 is good for your brain, it's good for the heart, it's also good for inflammations because they also suffer from inflammation. So they need omega-3 so that they can reduce the inflammations in the body. And another thing we are lacking on our diet is the vitamins and minerals. And you'll find that people who are diabetic actually suffer from lack of vitamins like vitamin B complex, like vitamin C. So the company came up with a product called Multi that gives us 23 vitamins and minerals. And this is the company solution. We can get all these products in one product called ProVitality. So this is how the ProVitality is. Once you have been eating upside down and you bring in the ProVitality, you are able now to start living healthy. This is a sick cell. And this is a cell which comes as a result of eating unhealthy. And because Neolife has given us a solution, now we are able to bridge the gap and now our cells are functioning well. The nutrients can easily get in and the waste can get out. And so this is our Neolife solution. And we have other products that are actually major in our company. And for, I can say as a family, this first product, this one here, it never misses on my shelf. One, because of my husband. And two, once you are able to manage weight, when you take fiber tablets, it is good for your digestive tract because I realize also people who are diabetes have issues with the digestion. So you need fiber, and ours is both soluble and insoluble. So it is good for controlling carbohydrates, and so it is able to manage glucose. Another product that is very important for people who are diabetic is a product called CoQ10. What does CoQ10 do? It energizes your cells. It makes sure that your cells are functioning well, your heart is functioning well, your brain is able to function well. It's a new product that the company came up with, and we have been using and realized that because people who are diabetic actually become very fatigued and very tired. And so I've realized that with CoQ10, you are able to maintain your energy levels and you are able to have, your brain is also energized and you are able to think well. Another product that I'm going to talk about is the Botanical Balance. It's a wonderful product that was introduced recently. We realized that many people are actually at a risk of contracting diabetes. You can see the figure there. Unfortunately, my screen has started misbehaving again. You'll just bear with us. So we are saying Botanical Balance is a product that was introduced the other day. And I've been taking this product, and one of the things I can tell you is that this product can actually make you start losing some weight. I've realized that since I started using this product 2 months ago, I've been able to feel light and I'm able to feel energetic. It means that most of the people are on the borderline. You may not be diabetic, but you are actually on the borderline of becoming diabetic. So you can see the people, 463 million, are actually on the borderline, but they do not know. So what does that mean? It means that we should all be conscious. We should be conscious of what we are eating. We should be conscious about our exercising, and we should also supplement. So I will challenge all of us to make sure that we have Botanical Balance, especially if you are 30-something or 40 and above, you need to have this product around you. It's a very, very good product. It will also help you in your digestion. It optimizes insulin uptake. That means that your cells will be able to get the right insulin and will be able to control your glucose in the body. Another thing that can help us to manage the glucose is managing your protein intake. You realize that people who are diabetic, they lose muscles and they become, some of them even lose weight. So you need to maintain your muscles. And you realize that if your muscles are weak, you are not even able to function. Yeah. And that's how and muscles are everywhere. Sometimes people who are diabetic become impotent because their muscles have become weak. So for you to maintain the right muscles, you need to take Neolife Shake. One, it will help you manage your weight. Another thing, it will build your muscles. And it is a very wonderful product. It also helps you in your digestion and even in your brain. We realize that all these complications are all connected. So if you are able to introduce Neolife Shake, one thing is that you will be able to build your muscles, so you will have enough strength. Another thing is that you'll be able to, those who are obese, they'll be able to control their weight, because all these products, they are called glycemic response. It means the way the body is able to convert glucose into energy. So once you start taking these products, you are able to manage glucose instead of the glucose being converted or sugar being converted into fat, it will be converted into energy. Another product that is so wonderful is Neolife Tea. Neolife Tea is a fat burner, and it actually gives energy to the people who are using it. I've been using it, and also it is able to control your weight. So these two products are wonderful products for weight management. So if you know you're somebody who is actually battling with weight, you need to introduce them to Neolife Shake and Neolife Tea. I think when it comes to Neolife solution, that is what we have said. We are going to end with that the weight management program like the one I've shared. And if you can just fill up this gap with supplementation and eating healthy and going back to the original food that our parents used to eat, you will find that you are actually living a healthy life. Let me stop sharing and just conclude. I can proudly say that now I've been able to help my spouse who is diabetic. He no longer sees doctors. He no longer has to take the glucose tablet, maybe once in a while when he feels unwell. But these products have really helped us as a family. I also help my mom-in-law who is in the same family. And I can testify that the products are wonderful. Together with omega-3, TNN, botanical balance, and fiber, you can never go wrong. So if you know that you have been you are in the same category of people who are having these problems, be assured that we have a solution. And with this solution, you can never go wrong. You will be a happy family, you will maintain the health of your family, and you'll be very excited. So thanks so much for that time. Sorry for the many things that happened during screen sharing, but I believe we have learned something. So I want to hand over the meeting back to our leader, just to comment a little about what has been left, and then invite our speaker. Fred, karibu sana.
Thank you so much, Ngao, and really congratulations for that fantastic presentation. I like the fact that you really did a very good job in spite of the challenges that were there with the screen sharing. But with this social media and digital world, we are learning every day, and you've done an exceptional job. So thank you so much for that. Now, without further ado, I want to introduce our guest speaker of the day, who is basically going to give us history. He had a personal bout with diabetes. And this is none other than one of our directors in Neolife, Mr. Zebedayo Ongoro. And he's also a very successful Neolife distributor. So I'm just going to invite him straight away so that he can be able to share his story. So Zebedayo, are you there?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. We can hear you.
Me,
Yes, we can.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Zebedayo. As he has just said, I'm a civil servant. I work for the Ministry of Water, National Irrigation. I've been there for a while. And I'm trained in the line of mechanical engineering. That's my career, plant option, my plant maintenance. That's what I do for the Ministry of Water. But I've been in the ministry now going to 35 years. And while I was working, that is 23 years and 1/4, 1/3, I was in a place called Kirinyaga, Kerugoya. That's where I was working in the year 1998. When, but previously, before then, I had experienced some fatigue for some time. So I used to see a doctor on a regular basis, monthly. And I was always getting drugs which were not helping me. But when I was moving towards the end of 1997, I started experiencing a surge in weight. My weight grew very much within a very, very short time. I had increased weight by about 10 kg. So I was moving towards obesity. I was wondering what was the cause. I was also still feeling tired and a bit of sweating, a bit of thirstiness. Like I was craving for very sugary items. I felt like eating sugary things most of the time. So 1998, that's February, that's when my doctor now said that now what you are feeling, because I was feeling a bit of roughness on my throat. He said, now there's a test I want you to take, a very short test. Don't take more than 5 minutes, then you come back. So when I went to the lab, and the blood was taken, I had not known what is diabetes, what happens with it, and how it behaves. The lab technician, she took the blood and read. It was reading 1946. Now she asked me, are you diabetic? I said, no, I cannot be diabetic. In our family, there's no diabetic. Both my parents and father, was now 88 years of age, is not diabetic. My Lord, about 4 years ago, she was 75, was also not diabetic. So I wondered, when I went back with the results, truly, that's why I sent you for this test, and you are diabetic. So I'll be giving you a tablet, which you will be taking every morning after breakfast. But you avoid sugar, you avoid sugary items, soda, honey, those items, you need to avoid them. I said, fine, I'll have to follow that. But I was really, really shocked because I never expected to be in that condition. So 1 year, that was 98, I continued with medication. So it reduced as I continued now avoiding these other food items, and sugar was coming down. So it reduced the tablets to half. So I was taking half a tablet per day. That year ended with me taking half a tablet. Then 1999, towards the end, I met a lady, a wonderful lady in Kerugoya, who introduced me now to what was called GNLD products. By then, she introduced me to 2 products. Those are the products I could afford. That is a NutriShake and Formula 4. I took those products. Within a month, I was feeling energetic, and the sugar now was getting a bit more managed. Then I continued with the product for some time. Along the way, came another product. We are calling it meal replacement shake. I continued using that replacement, and once in a while I was using a protein powder, zinc, and fiber tablets. Those are the products I was using, and Formula 4 Plus. So I continued using. Then it reached a point now I felt now I'm no longer dependent on that half tablet. So I discarded it. So I continued using the product, and came along now the other products we are calling the meal replacement shake, not the meal replacement, I mean the Neolife shake and Neolife tea. Then botanical balance. I've been using these products, and I feel now I'm in control of my life. So I've been able now to manage that condition with alternation of those products, like trees, like marine, sometimes I take Betagard and many more products in our company, Botanical Balance, the CoQ10. I've been going around those products and I've been able now to keep this condition at bay. So some few years ago, while I was I realized that now my health is under control. I felt it's also good to try and help other people who are not diabetic so that they're not getting the trap, or those who are diabetic and they need help just like I needed it. So I decided to partner with the company. And as I partnered, that means I started making money because I also needed the money. Apart from health, you also require some money here and there to use. Besides being employed, employment money is never enough. So I indulged into the business. I started working. Only in the first month, I was able to become a manager. A manager earns around between 500 and 2,000 about. But my check was specifically 1,585. I continued working with the business. The following month, I stepped up to senior manager earns from 3,000, but my check was 3,300. That was the second month. So I felt that was an increase of at least over 100%. Health is the right place to be. Having good health, now it's time to earn the money. So working 11 months down the line, I was able to step up to director. Director earns from 30,000, but my check was 35,865. That was around 9 years ago. The rest is history. I'm still in the business. I've got back my health, which I thank for TNLD and Neolife. And I also have now started having another side check that is extra income. Who doesn't want extra income? Everybody craves to have something extra. So that's why I'm still there. And I will be there until otherwise stated. So I look forward to converting this business to a full-time business when I get out of the other office and convert this one to the main office. That's a few years from now, not very far away. Actually, I thank God for what has happened to me, for the information I got. Those who have the condition, they don't have to worry. We have wonderful products here, which can make you maintain the condition and do away with, because those drugs have got their side effects. Every time you take them, you will always require a more stronger tablet, and you lead to what they call insulin injection. Personally, I've never been injected, I've never been admitted, I've never had any complication, just because I use the supplements from our company. So people wonder, some people would even say that maybe you've been paid to promote the company, but that's not the truth. The truth is that the products work. So with those few remarks, those who don't want to be where I was many years ago, we have the products, approach us, get the products, use them. Those who are already afflicted, we still have a solution for you. So I look forward to seeing you on board, and thanks for listening to me. Good evening. Back to Fred.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Zebedayo, for that particular session. Guests, there you have it. The products of Neolife are wonderful. And like Zebedayo has ably put it and Ngao has put it, we all start off by creating our own story. We get into Neolife for various reasons. I got in because I wanted money, but the first benefit I got was health. I always like sharing. My parents were suffering. My mom, high blood pressure, my dad, ulcers, and they were both sorted by these products. So for the guest who is out there, I don't know what your need is. It could be money, it could be health, it could be lifestyle. Maybe you want to travel the world. I just want to tell you that Neolife has it all. Talk to the person who invited you. And there are two options. You can either tell him, I want to join the business and become a distributor, or I want to buy these products and start using them for myself. Whichever you decide, the person who invited you is going to guide you and show you what to do. But the key thing is, don't fail to take action. Take one of the two actions, either buy the products or become a distributor. For me, I would advise you to become a distributor so that you buy for yourself at wholesale price. And then you get to get all the other benefits. You can eventually decide to build it as a business. And a year from today, 2 years from today, we can be within a plane going somewhere to enjoy ourselves. Otherwise, it was great talking to you guys. We will end it there. Sorry, today we had a bit of a challenge in terms of the screen share. The screen had a bit of a problem. And towards the end, we had a bit of a challenge with the network. But I believe you've been able to learn something, and you've been able to, you now have something that you can actually share with somebody who has diabetes. The recording of this meeting will be available on YouTube. The person who invited you again will be able to share it with you, and you can also share it with your friends and your potential customers. Others, thank you so much. Have a blessed afternoon, and we'll see you again next Sunday when we'll be discussing a different topic. Have a good evening. Thank you.